Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So myself, Hemakshi Bhatt. I am registered patent agent, patent facilitator under DPIIT under Government of India. I did my BTech in textiles and MBA in operations. I have more than 6 years of experience in field of IP. Currently, I am working in Urban Limited as a patent analyst. Today, we are going to learn about invention which are not patentable. Before the beginning of the session, we quickly revise the definition of invention. Can anyone tell me about what is an invention and it covers in which section? I hope you learned this definition yesterday's session.
Section 2(1)(f),
No.
right? I mean,
1J actually. I
J,
think.
sorry,
Yes.
J.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Correct.
invention is a new product or new process that has like a inventive step and it is capable of industrial application.
Correct. Correct. So invention is covered in section 2(1)(j), and that means new product or process involving an inventive steps and capable for industrial application. Now हमें ये तो पता चल गया कि what is invention. अब invention कर तो दिया, अब क्या invention है that is not patentable, that is not allowed as per Indian Patent Act. Today we are going to learn this. So coming to the section 3A, section 3A recites an invention which is frivolous or which claims anything obviously contrary to well-established law is not an invention. Now, what is frivolous? Can anyone tell me? So, frivolous is not having a serious value as per our Google Babas. So, what comes under the frivolous and anything obvious? That is, machine having a perpetual motion, machine alleged to be giving output without any input, a machine allegedly giving 100% efficiency. There is no any machines available that gives us 100% efficiency. These things are not patentable under section 3A. This comes to obvious and contrary to the established law of the nature. Now, the section 3B. Section 3B recites an invention, the primary or intended use or commercial exploitation of which could be contrary public order or morality, or which causes serious prejudice to human, animal, or plant life, or health or the environment. So first, the invention which is related to the public order or a morality, that is like a method of committing theft is not patentable. And in apparatus for gambling is not patentable. Any machine or method of counterfeiting of currency notes, that is not patentable. That is related to public order or morality. Now, what is related to the prejudice to human health? That is food adulteration. So, adulteration of food means contaminate the food. That means adding a poor quality products into food items for economic and technical benefits. These things is not patentable. Now we can see the example is invention, the intended use or commercial exploitation of which is found to be injurious to public, animal, or plant life or health, such as method of adulteration of food. We can say that the injections are given to the food for their early repair. That methods or that process, that is not patentable. An invention, the primary or proposed use of which would disturb the public orders, that is a device for housebreaking. This is not patentable invention under section 3B.
Excuse me, Himakshi.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if you can quote some particular shortcuts to remember this, it would be helpful from your experience.
We can discuss this on the last after completion
Sure.
of everything, right?
Sure. Okay.
I
Okay.
have covered that point. I have mentioned these things because I know that this is very difficult to remember this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. Okay.
so
Thanks.
I have grouping the uh, grouping this,
Okay.
so you
Sure.
can remember easily.
Yeah. Okay.
So coming towards the section 3C, that recites mere discovery of scientific principle or the formulation of an abstract theory or discovery of any living thing or non-living substances occurring in the nature is not an invention. Now, what is the scientific principle? Everyone is aware about the Newton's law and Einstein's equation, that is E is equal to mc square. One can say that I want to patent the Einstein equation, that is E is equal to mc square. That is already discovered. This is the scientific principles. That is not patentable. Similarly, finding of a new substance or microorganism occurring freely in the nature is a discovery, not an invention. Please mute your mic. Hello. Please mute your mic. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead,
Yeah.
Himakshi.
Yeah. So we are discussing about the scientific principles that is not patentable. For example, the property of a particular known material to be able to withstand mechanical shock is a discovery. This is not an invention. So we can say that we discover some material that can easily absorb the shock. That is a discovery of a new property for the known material. But when we use this property for some particular application, let's say we can use this for the railway sleeper coach, then it may allow for the patent, provided that if it is past the taste of novelty and inventive steps. So the most now we come to the most important section, that is section 3D. This is related for the pharmaceuticals mainly. Section 3D recites the mere discovery of a new form of a known substance, which does not result in the enhancement of the known efficacy of that substance. Sorry. I have divided this section in the three parts. So first part, we discuss a new form of a known substance and enhancement of the known efficacy. That is, let's say the example of paracetamol. Paracetamol is having antipyretic properties, that is reduce the fever. Now one can discover the new property of the known substance, that is the paracetamol, like for the pain relief, that is analgesic property. Is it patentable? No, because this is a new form of a known substance. This is not patentable. Now, the enhancement of the known efficacy. Let's say I have to take one medicine for the 10 days to overcome the particular disease. Now, I'm improving the effectiveness of the same medicine. I got a result to overcome the disease in a 9 days by taking 2 medicine per day. So this type of thing is not patentable because this is the enhancement of the known efficacy for the healing the disease. This is the first part of the section 3D. Now the second part is or the mere discovery of any new property or new use of a known substance. We have already discussed about the paracetamol, discovering the new property that is first they use for the reduction in fever. Now they are using for the pain relief also. So mere discovery of a new property or a new use of a known substance. So that is basically it's a new use of a paracetamol for the pain relief. So this is not patentable. Now the third portion of the particular section 3D is mere use of a known process, machine or apparatus unless such known process results in a new product or employs at least one new reactant is not an invention. So in this, the end product should be different. Then we can say that by using the reactant, that is, everyone is aware about the reactions, like 2CO plus O2 that gives us CO2. So left side of the equation is reactant and right side is our product. So by using the new product, new reactant, we results into the new product. The new product is patentable, or a new reactant we have used that is patentable. But by using the known process or a product, we cannot get a patent for that. So here is the explanation provided in the Patent Act is for the purposes of this clause, salts, esters, ethers, polymorphs, metabolites, pure form, particle size, isomers, mixture of isomers, complexes, combinations, and other derivatives of known substance shall be considered to be the same substance unless they differ significantly in properties with regards to efficacy. So there is a case study on this, that is Novartis versus Union of India. That is mentioned in the book which we have provided. Now coming to the section 3E, that is a substance obtained by a mere admixture resulting only in the aggregation of the properties of the components thereof or a process for producing such substances is not an invention. So we can say that admixture resulting in a synergistic properties is not considered as mere admixtures. Any admixtures, like we mix the salt and sand, that does not showing any new properties. So that is not patentable. Admixture results in some enhancement in the properties. Like we can say 1 plus 1 is greater than 2. Effect is patentable. That is called a synergistic property. So likewise, soap, detergent, lubricants may be considered as a patentable. Now, the example for this is we have already discussed mere admixture of salt and sand is not showing any new property. So, this is not patentable under section 3E. Coming towards the section 3F, the mere arrangement or a rearrangement or duplication of known devices, each functioning independently of one another in a known way, is not an invention. Now one can say that I have fitted a torch in a bucket for the glass copy. So torch is having individual property. Buckets is having different properties. We are mixing this two. That does not result uh, something new. The, sorry. Both are functioning independently. So here is the example is a device having a radio, CD player, watch, all working independently to each other. That is not patentable. Duplication of known device, a bucket fitted with a torch, an umbrella with a fan. These are the things which are not patentable. If you have any example, you can share.
What about a pencil with eraser?
That is not patentable. Yeah, this is the best example. Pencil we are using for the writing and rubber for the erasing what we have written. So this is the best. This is also an example for this. Now the section 3G that is omitted during the amendment. Section 3H recites a method of agriculture or horticulture is not an invention. Someone says that yeah, I'm doing agriculture activities likewise. That is not patentable. Most of the person having a hobby like gardening that comes under horticulture. That is not patentable. Here is the example is a method of producing improved soil, a method of producing mushrooms, a method of cultivation of algae, a method for removal of weeds. These all are not patentable inventions. Now moving towards section 3I. 3I is related to doctor's activity. Any process for the medicinal, surgical, curative, prophylactic, diagnostic, therapeutic, or other treatments of human beings, or any process for a similar treatment of animal to render them free of disease or to increase their economic value or that of their products is not an invention. So अगर डॉक्टर अगर ये बोल दे कि मैं ये सर्जरी कर रहा हूँ और मैं उसका पेटेंट करवा लेता हूँ, so that is not patentable. So what is excluded from the patentability criteria? Medicinal methods, that is administering medicines orally or through injectables or topically. Now the surgical methods, the stitch-free incision for cataract removal, curative method, that is removing a plaque from the teeth, prophylactic methods, that is a method of vaccination, that is not patentable. What is allowed for the patent? The instrument what they have used for the surgical purpose, therapeutic purpose, and diagnostic instruments that are patentable. Also the artificial limbs, prostheses, and taking measure thereof, that is patentable. So section 3J, plants and animals in a whole or any part thereof other than microorganisms but including seeds, varieties, and species, and essentially biological processes for production or propagation of plants and animals are not patentable. For the plant varieties, we have a separate act, that is Plant Varieties and Farmers Protection Rights Act 2002. Now, what is the exclude from this uh, subject matters is plants in a whole or in a part, animals in a whole or in a part, seeds, varieties and species of plants and animals, essentially biological processes for production or propagation of plants and animals. Now, the microorganism, other than ones discovered from the nature, may be patentable. For instance, genetically modified microorganism may be patentable. Subject matter to other requirements of the patentability. If we've genetically modified the microorganism, then we can apply for the patent. If the microorganism discovered from the nature, that is the discovery, not an invention. So the next is related to mathematical or business method or a computer program per se or algorithms are not patentable inventions. Now, what is mathematical methods? Mathematical methods includes like calculation, square root, cube root, formulation of equation. The mathematical method mainly as a mental skill that is not patentable. Now, what is business methods? So, business methods involve commercial or industrial enterprise relating to the transaction of goods or services, where the claims defines business method that is not patentable. If we are using the word enterprise, payment, business, supply chain in the claim, that is not considered as a business method. So we can use this type of words in our claims, but that should not result into particular business methods. This type of things are not patentable. Now, what is the algorithms? So algorithms involves all forms of all sets of rules or procedures mentioned step by steps, or any method expressed by way of finite list of defined instructions that are excluded from the patentability criteria. Now, computer program per se. The word per se is added during the amendment in 2002. So, what is the programming? Claims directed to the computer-related inventions that considered as computer programs, sets of instructions that are not patentable. We can get a in India, there is software patents are not allowed. So software with a hardware, if it shows the technical advancement, then only it is patentable. Now, coming to the section 3L, that recites a literally dramatic, musical, or artistic work or any other aesthetic creation whatsoever, including cinematographic works and television productions. That is not patentable. That the complete section is falls under the Copyright Act 1957. Copyright Act includes the writing, music, work of the fine arts, paintings, sculptures, computer programs, electronic databases, pamphlets, lectures, drawings, architectures, engravings, lithography, photographic works, applied art, maps, plans, sketches, topography, translations, adaptations, etc. that are not patentable. That for that this type of work we have to apply for the copyright protection. Now section 3M, a mere scheme or rule or method of performing mental act or method of playing game. Now one can say that I am playing PUBG on particular this way. So that is the method of playing games. That is not patentable. Now a mere scheme or rule or method of performing mental act or method of playing game are excluded from the patentability because they are considered as the outcome of mere mental process that comes through playing chess or teaching or learning method. That is not patentable. Now, the section 3N, a presentation of the information is not patentable. You are presenting information in any forms. That is not patentable thing. Any manner, means, or method of expressing information, whether visual, audio, audible, or tangible by words, codes, signals, symbols, diagrams, or any other mode of representation, is not patentable. For example, a speech instruction means in the form of a printed text, where horizontal underlining indicates stress or vertical separating lines divided the work into rhythmic groups is not patentable thing. Now showing the railway timetable, that is not patentable. Now showing the 100 years of calendar, that is not patentable because one is aware about the calendars. Now the invention is related to topography of integrated circuits is not patentable inventions. For the protection of integrated circuits, we have a separate provision, that is a Semiconductor Integrated Circuit Layout Design Act 2002. One can get protection of their integrated circuits or topography under the Semiconductor Integrated Circuit Layout Design Act. Now the most interesting part is 3P. An invention which in effect is traditional knowledge or which is an aggregation or duplication of known properties of a traditionally known component or components. Traditionally known components are haldi, neem, tulsi, adrak. That are not patentable things. For example, antiseptic properties of a turmeric for wound healing is not patentable. The pesticidal and anticidal property of neem. The examiner conduct investigation by using TKDL, that is our traditional knowledge digital library, and other resources to decide as to whether the claimed subject matter falls within the purview of the provision. Now there is one interesting case of the Mississippi University. They were applied for the turmeric patent in 1995, and they were US awarded the patent for the turmeric powder for the wound healing. Everyone is aware about the turmeric is a tropical herb grown in the East India. Turmeric powder is widely used in the India as a medicine or as a food ingredient. It is a blood purifier in treating the common cold and as an antiparasitic for many skin infections. It is also used for the essential ingredients in cooking in almost all the Indian dishes. In 1995, the US awarded patent on turmeric to University of Mississippi Medical Center for the wound healing property of the turmeric. The claim subject matter was the use of turmeric powder and its administration, both oral as well as topical for wound healing. They get the exclusive rights for the sale and the distribution. In that, the Indian Council of Scientific and Industrial Research had objected to the patent granted and provided documented evidence of the prior art to the USPTO. Though it was a well-known fact that use of turmeric was in the every household since the ages in the India. This is a very difficult task to get the published information for the turmeric powder through the oral as well as topical route to wound healing. As the extensive research is conducted for this, and the 32 references are provided in the different language, in Sanskrit, Urdu, and Hindi, stating that it is well known in the India. After that, USPTO revoked this patent and stating that the claims made in the patent were obvious and anticipated, and agreeing that the use of turmeric was an old art of healing wound. Therefore, this decadal traditional knowledge belongs to the India, and India safeguards this thing. So this is the well-known case for the TKDL. Now the section 4. Inventions relating to atomic energy are not patentable. So no patent shall be granted in respect of an invention relating to atomic energy falling within subsection 1 of the section 20 of the Atomic Energy Act 1962. Any invention which is related to atomic energy is not patentable in India. So what the Atomic Energy Act says? It says that as from the commencement of this act, no patent shall be granted for invention which in the opinion of the central government are useful for or related to the production, control, use or disposal of atomic energy, or the prospecting, mining, extraction, production, physical and chemical treatment, fabrication, enrichment, canning, or use of any prescribed substances or radioactive substances, or the ensuring of safety in atomic energy operations. So it clearly says that the invention related to this point, that is mining, extraction, production, that is not patentable. The section 5 is omitted during the amendment in 2005. So let's have questions. So the first question is,
Can you go back to section 4, please?
section 4. Okay.
So if there is a separate act for this, then again we need to refer. If a question poses on this, I think and in the last paper it was posted, right? So how do we write an answer for this? So we simply have to put the same statement like this: no patent shall be granted in this prospect for the invention, since it comes under the section 20 and under subsection 1 of Atomic Energy Act 1960.
Correct. We have simply write these things. Okay, the
Okay.
invention which is related to atomic energy is not patentable under this act. I have given the reference over here. What actually the section 20 subsection 1 in an Atomic Energy Act says. So I have made the reference over here for the knowledge purpose. We no need to write this part.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Then,
Ma'am, please,
Yeah.
please, can you refer to section 3, part E, where we were discussing admixture, and that part?
Part E.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Admixtures.
Ma'am, can you please explain this again, and specifically how are soaps patentable? Please, ma'am.
Soaps patents are like they have to have a synergistic properties for that composition. Then only it is patentable. That is the reason I have write the may be considered as patentable if they are इनका जो क्राइटेरिया है पेटेंटेबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया को पास हो रहे then only this is patentable. I will
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, you were saying. Sorry, I interrupted you. You were saying something.
Yeah, I'm explaining again this thing to you. The section 3E. अगर हम देखें तो that is a substance obtained by a mere admixture resulting only in the aggregation of the properties. Up to this, any substance that we know, if we are adding sugar in the water, then we know the properties of a sugar, that is a sweetened and water is a tasteless. So sugar make the water sweetened, right? This called as admixture, mere admixture. Now that results into the aggregation of the properties. So aggregation means the known properties. That is nothing new for us. So this thing is not patentable. The only thing is patentable under section 3 is it has to show a synergistic properties. So what is the synergistic properties? In simple words, we can say that if we have a one part and the second part, we combine together, it results into the any or we can say that वो जो चीज है वो उसकी जो एक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी है उससे कुछ अलग रिजल्ट करेगी. That is not known to us. That showing the synergistic properties. Then only it is patentable. Am I clear or is there any doubt still?
Absolutely clear, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Also, I have posted one patent on chat in which you said like the pencil with rubber cannot be patented, right? But it shows it was patented somewhere in 1800 year. So can you check that and see if?
Sir, this is a US patent.
Okay.
So as maybe the law at that time, they are patentable, but in India it is not patentable.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay.
Okay.
So it will be considered as a you need to apply for divisional application, right?
Sorry, divisional application.
If we go with a patent on this particular case with some more like more on like how the eraser is structured inside a pencil and why and I'm just claiming the shape of the pencil, not the amendment of pencil with an eraser. If I go by only the changing the shape of the pencil and then apply for a patent.
Maybe we cannot get the patent on this. The aesthetic protects under the design, not in the patent. So if we mainly we change the aesthetic of the pencils, then it is registered for the design, not apply for the patent. अगर आपका कुछ material difference है, pencil मैंने suppose I am making the pencil with the any recycle material. लाइक पेपर वेस्ट से मैंने पेंसिल बना ली, तो हम लकड़ी यूज करते हैं उसकी जगह मैंने पेपर वेस्ट यूज कर लिया. सो फॉर दैट मैं पेटेंट अप्लाई कर सकती हूँ.
Sure, got it. Thanks.
Okay. Anyone has any doubt on section? I will explain it again. हम क्वेश्चन आंसर चेक देखते हैं. The questions. So method of committing theft is not patentable in accordance to one of the sections of the Indian Patent Act 1970. Find out the relevant section from the following. So इसमें कौन सा section apply होगा?
3A.
B. Morality or 3B.
3B section.
No. Yes, yes, yes. It's a 3B. Option B is right. Method of committing theft. Section 3B apply होगा. Next. A new ester of a known medicine with a carboxylic acid chain is patentable if your option is it shows significantly improved therapeutical efficacy than the said acid. B, it shows higher melting point. C, it has a better solubility. Or D, none of the above. क्या रहेगा इसमें?
It should be A, I think.
Efficacy.
A
Yes.
रहेगा.
A रहेगा इसमें. Correct. It has to show the therapeutical efficacy than the said acid. Now the question is, discovery of a new galaxy is not patentable. Under which section?
C. 3C.
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 Correct.
3C.
Because we are discovering the new galaxy. This question is asked in the last year exam paper. Now the admixture of salt, water, sugar and lemon is not patentable. Under this section?
3E.
3E.
Yes.
Correct. हाँ. So अभी मुझे आपने क्वेश्चन किया था कि ये सब याद कैसे रहेगा, क्योंकि ये याद रखना बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, मेरे लिए भी था. हम इसको we cannot change the language of the act, but हम इसको ग्रुपिंग कर सकते हैं याद रखने के लिए. जैसे कि आप देखेंगे क्वेश्चन ए एंड जो सेक्शन ए एंड बी है that is related to obviousness and the human health protection. So we can group this two, A and B. That is, first is having a privilege and the second is having the prejudice to human health. So we group A and B. Then C is related to scientific principles. The D है that is mainly related to pharma industry. So for that it we have to remember one word, that is the efficacy. उसके बाद आएगा आपका E. E is related to mere admixture and synergistic properties. F is related to arrangement and rearrangement of the known things. जैसे आपका बकेट के साथ लाइट अटैच हो गया, फैन के साथ अम्ब्रेला के साथ फैन अटैच कर लिया. उसके बाद H for horticulture and agriculture. I is related to doctors. That is the surgical methods. Then डॉक्टर्स के बाद आएगा हमारा प्लांट वेराइटीज. की आएगा हमारा मैथमेटिकल एंड बिजनेस मेथड्स. L is comes to the literally dramatic, that is comes under copyright. Then M जो है that is the mental act. We have to remember like this. M is for the mental act. N is related to presentation of information. O is the topography of integrated circuit. And P is PKDL. That is a traditional knowledge. So I have मैंने जब preparation के लिए किया था तो I have write the shortcuts कि what is the important word for the particular section. So likewise we have to remember.
Thanks for that.
इसमें हम कोई भी वर्ड चेंज नहीं कर सकते जो भी एक्ट है, so we cannot write in our own language. Okay. So anyone have any question?
Hi, so I have something like a 3C with respect to 3C.
Hmm.
Okay. I have something like derived from natural source. So suppose say I took some natural thing and I did some chemistry work in that, and I have derived something out of that, which is like having some new property. So will it be patentable in that under this 3C or whatever, any other subsections of 3?
आप ये कह रहे हैं कि आपने कुछ डिराइव कुछ आपने मॉडिफिकेशन किया है.
Yeah, so suppose I have say some material, and from that material I have done some chemical reaction or something, and I'm extracting something from that, or I'm getting something from that after that chemical reaction.
Okay.
So, and that whatever the new thing is, or whatever I have derived from the natural source, have some new property.
Okay.
So,
It
yeah.
has some new property. That means you have discovered new things. Now, उसका एप्लीकेशन क्या है? किसी चीज के साथ आप एप्लीकेशन करोगे उसका, तो उसमें
Okay.
कुछ बेनिफिट मिल रहा है. Then
Yeah.
only
Okay.
it is patentable.
Okay. Fine. And another thing with respect to like 3D or 3E, suppose there is a molecule A, like it is kind of its patent is now expired. Okay. And
Okay.
now what I have done, I have developed some formulation which solves some problem which is existing with A. So will it be patentable then?
So you can done some modification in the existing properties, or you can derive a new form of a known substance, right?
No. So suppose the A is as it is. With A, I am taking A and I have developed a new formulation kind of thing. Like we can consider some pharma molecule, like suppose say any drug, which don't have a good say absorption property when we administered into the
Okay.
body. Okay. So I took that drug and I developed some formulation, and that has a good absorption. Like when the formulation is taken orally, it would have good absorption. So whether that will be like patentable?
It shows the enhancement in the efficacy.
Yeah, I mean, with the efficacy, yeah. In
Yeah.
another, in if we think now that absorption is increased in the body, then definitely it will have better efficacy. The dose will,
Efficacy.
yeah. So
Uh,
dose will decrease. Mhm.
then you can apply for the patent.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
You can apply for the patent on this.
Correct. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. So basically section 3D के जितने भी objections होते हैं, that is a for कोई substance होता है वो efficacy show नहीं करता. Major objections जो है section 3D में बहुत pharmaceuticals के बहुत आते हैं.
Yes. Correct. And one more thing, like the
Yeah.
method type of claims are not allowed in the Indian patent scenario, right? I mean, what is the reason? I mean,
Method claims are we cannot say that the method claims are not allowed. Methods अगर कुछ नई new methods है, see अगर मैं अगर ये चीज बोलूं कि मुझे कोई सब्सटेंस बनाना है, तो मेथड रिमेन द सेम. सो मेथड में कुछ मॉडिफिकेशन नहीं है. इफ यू मॉडिफाई द मेथड, देन ओनली वी कैन अप्लाई फॉर द पेटेंट. दैट इज अ प्रोसेस पेटेंट. कि आपने कुछ प्रोसेस में मॉडिफिकेशन किया है. सपोज एक मशीन का डायमीटर है मेरा 10 mm, अगर मुझे पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट चलाने के लिए उसका डायमेंशन में या डायमीटर में कुछ चेंज करना पड़ रहा है, लेट्स से दैट इज अ 2 mm का मैंने गैप कर दिया, उसमें ज्यादा बढ़ा दिया 2 mm, देन वी कैन अप्लाई फॉर द पेटेंट फॉर द प्रोसेस, कि इसके बिना मुझे ये प्रोडक्ट का ये रिजल्ट नहीं मिलेगा.
Okay. So we need to go with process claims, right? I mean, so
हाँ.
means I mean, my only point is like I have seen kabhi kabhi, or I have also heard from some people that the method claim, when we draft claim as in the method of something something, so there are high chances that they get rejected. That's why the question actually.
ओके, नहीं नहीं ऐसा
So-
नहीं करते ये लोग, डायरेक्टली रिजेक्शन नहीं रहता, बट हाँ मतलब ये है कि आप उनको प्रूव करना पड़ता है व्हाट इज द टेक्निकल एनहांसमेंट इन दिस, सो वी हैव टू मेंशन ओवर दैट कि टेक्निकल एनहांसमेंट क्या है.
Okay. Right.
I
right,
can
right.
add something here.
Thank
When I was reading a blog, and since India, when they made this 1970 Act, at that time, the economy was not that good. So, since we wanted to make the important drugs, even if it is patentable, important drug access to people. So, I was reading somewhere at that time, the method patent were very much encouraged, because by employing different methods, and we were reaching to the same drug product. So that's why at that time method patents were very much encouraged, and the Western world was not happy with us, because we were making the same product by different methods. So that resulted in boom in pharma industry in India. And now after 2005 onwards, the patent regime is little bit changing, and we are now becoming more strict in terms of method patents, and encouraging more in terms of product patent. So that's what relatively it has decreased, because we were making the same drug by different method to get access to that drug, and helping out people. So relatively it is difficult now, but yeah, it's still allowed. I believe so. Yeah.
Correct what you have said, that because methods are generally the same, मतलब methods में उतना कुछ major changes नहीं रहते, so इसमें technical enhancement दिखाना it's little bit difficult. If really they have a technical enhancement in that process or method, so definitely हम apply कर सकते हैं इसमें. मुझे एक चीज याद आई सेक्शन 3D पे, that is the evergreening of pharmaceutical inventions. I hope anyone has heard about this.
Yeah.
So उसमें क्या करते थे फार्मा इंडस्ट्री में कि टू गेट अ लॉन्गर प्रोटेक्शन, पेटेंट के टर्म से 20 इयर्स जो फिक्स है, तो फार्मा कंपनीज ये करते हैं कि एक ड्रग के लिए अप्लाई किया, उसका पेटेंट ग्रांट हो गया 20 इयर्स के लिए, भी 15 साल हो गए वो ड्रग के, उन्होंने अपना राइट्स, पेटेंट राइट्स एंजॉय कर लिए. सो उसके बाद क्या करेंगे वो लोग, माइनर मॉडिफिकेशन करेंगे सेम ड्रग में, दैट इज अ जेनेरिक ड्रग, मॉडिफिकेशन करके फिर से अप्लाई करेंगे पेटेंट के लिए, और उसको भी और 20 साल के लिए और खींचेंगे वो. तो फॉर द पर्टिकुलर जेनेरिक ड्रग उनको उनका जो टर्म पीरियड है वो 40 इयर्स का हो गया. सो दैट इज द रीजन ये सेक्शन 3D बनाया, कि आप कोई भी सेम चीज का रहेगा, सब्सटेंस रहेगा, सेम सब्सटेंस रहेगा जिसमें इफिकेसी नहीं है, उसके लिए आपको पेटेंट नहीं मिलेगा. ये कट शॉर्ट का फार्मा का जो एवरग्रीनिंग ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल इन्वेंशंस है, उसको कट शॉर्ट करने के लिए सेक्शन 3D फॉर्म हुआ. राइट.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Any questions?
From Himakshi.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
just
please.
from like now exam perspective on like section 3 and section 4, like what are the chances of question, like they are majorly with respect to multiple choice, या फिर like we can expect some subjective type of question as well from this section?
हाँ, इसमें जो भी है आपका मल्टीपल चॉइस में रहेंगे क्वेश्चंस. जैसे हमने एक क्वेश्चन देखा पीछे कि डिस्कवरी ऑफ अ न्यू गैलेक्सी, इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन वो लोग फॉर्म करते हैं। और लास्ट ईयर उन लोगों ने शॉर्ट नोट में ये पूरा सेक्शन पूछ लिया है, मतलब आ गया है पेपर में as a question. So there is a less chances of descriptive type of question in this section 3 and 4.
Yeah, right. Correct.
So
Thank you.
मेजरली क्वेश्चन जो रहेंगे वो मल्टीपल चॉइस में रहेंगे इसके। और सेक्शन 3 के 2 या 3 क्वेश्चन रहते हैं अभी तक का। जो भी है उसका 4 मार्क का, 4 से 6 मार्क का वेटेज हम इसका बोल सकते हैं सेक्शन 3 का।
Yeah. Okay.
ओके
मैम
या
जैसे आपने अभी एवरग्रीनिंग ऑफ फार्मा इंडस्ट्री के बारे में बताया, can such kind of a question can be expected in the descriptive section? मतलब इस तरह से offshoot, इस तरह के
maybe no, maybe no. This is like a supportive. आपको कोई भी कुछ चीज एक्सप्लेन करनी हो तो इट्स लाइक अ सपोर्टिव थिंग्स, जो पहले क्या होता था और क्या रहा और किसकी वजह से ये वाला उन लोगों ने सेक्शन फॉर्म किया।
राइट, थैंक यू।
मेनली डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस में आपका ये रहता है कोई भी सेक्शन क्लाइंट एडवाइस रहता है मेनली, एंड शॉर्ट नोट्स रहती है फॉर द पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट। Okay, any questions? You can reach out directly to me or ISRAD team, no problem.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.